This is my 2004 Volkswagen Golf. We'll do a quick walk around. Paint's in great shape in my opinion. It's the blue-gray paint color that you see on a lot of Volkswagen Jettas, but you don't really see it on the Golf too much. It does not have any issues with the clear coat peeling. It also does not have any major scratches anywhere whatsoever. Little ones here and there. There's some scratching along the bottom of the bumper, just like you'd expect. But the roof is good, no paint peeling there. Also, there's a dent. Itty bitty little dent right there. It's kind of hard to see. Otherwise, there are no dents on this car. The paint on the hood seems a little bit cracked in different places. I'm figuring this is from a rock truck. Not sure. Might be from following somebody from chip sealing. It's been that way since I bought the car. It hasn't had any problems whatsoever of threatening to come off. Headlights are a little bit yellowed. I've seen worse. I'm not too worried about it. It shines fine down the road. Underneath you can see this piece right here. It's supposed to extend all of the way, but that snapped off. I tried going out of a parking lot that had too steep of an angle, and it snapped off. Here it is from farther away. A very common problem with these Volkswagens is that the antenna starts to corrode, but this one is still flexible. The driver's side mirror right here, you can see it has a little tiny chip in it. Just a little one, but when you're standing in front of the car, you can't even tell. Likewise, if you're standing back here, you can't really tell, just when you're up close. It actually took me a few weeks to notice it when it first happened. These rims are not stock. They are, if you can guess, from a Dodge Neon SRT4. They are freshly powder coated. You can see they're dirty, but they do not have any blemishes whatsoever. I personally like them. I think they complement the black trim on the car. The old rims were chrome, and they just didn't seem to flow with the car at all whatsoever, so I swapped them out. When doing so, I went ahead and put on new tires. These tires have excellent tread. I put them on about a month ago. I got them from Costco, so they are filled with nitrogen, which means you don't have any tire inflation fluctuation at all throughout the seasons. So if you ever need to have it adjusted though, you just take it to Costco, they take care of it for you for free. Another thing, the back wheels are missing one lug nut. I know that's not good. I've been looking for another one. The store was short by 2 when I was putting these wheels on, and I'm still waiting on them to come back in stock. So once they do come back in stock, I will put them on, but these ones are torqued down fine. I've been driving no problems whatsoever, but I of course want to have that taken care of before I sell the car. So that's not something you need to worry about. I'm just sure that some of you noticed it in the pictures. Windshield has no cracks or chips. Really happy about that. I don't know if it's ever been replaced, but it's in excellent shape. While I'm at it, the windshield wipers also work amazing, so if you're ever driving in the rain, no need to worry there. You can see there is no rust on this car whatsoever. I've been trying to find some. I can't find any anywhere. I find that to be a good thing. Even in common places on these Volkswagens, such as the door hinges, there just isn't any rust. As long as you take care of these cars, you won't really have any problems with rust, fortunately. Just during winter driving, you just have to be sure to wash off the salt, and you'll never have any problems with it that way. Moving on to the interior, I think it's pretty clean. There are no major stains anywhere. I shampooed these seats a few weeks ago. They look dirty, but really it's just water spots from where the water was from where I was shampooing. I'm not really good at it, so that's why you see the water marks on these seats. Little nicks and scratches here and there. Let's see if I can find an example. Like down here, just a couple of little nicks and scratches. The parking brake, I think that used to be black right there. I mean, it's not anymore, but it does the job fine. right along there you can see it's kind of scratched. But the doormat is looking great. Right there, it's looking great too. I need to vacuum the carpeting, but the carpeting's doing great. No stains, or anything like that. I don't know if this is real leather or not. I kind of doubt it, but if it is, it's holding up great. It looks like there's a little burn mark right here. It's either a burn mark or a tear. I haven't really decided yet because the car smells fine. Likewise, there are marks kind of on the A-pillar. They're kind of hard to see with the lighting, but they're there. Also, the steering wheel right along the top is kind of getting a little bit worn down from the sunshine. That and being held for over 10 years now. The odometer reads, I think I'd better review that. 165,000 miles. I did an oil change right at 165,200 miles. So very fresh, should last for a little while. And these cars can go on for a long time as long as you keep up on the oil changes, that sort of thing. The lid for the center console is missing. It's a very, very, very common problem with these cars. I'm keeping my eye out for one. If I find one, I'll include it with the sale. I haven't found one yet. Moving on to the trunk. Very spacious. You can see the fabric's coming off just a little bit. It needs some new adhesive. Full-size spare tire, which I really appreciate, and it still has pretty decent tread on it too. Your sound amplifier, all of that's back behind there. You can see I have a second camera on the back windshield there, so when you have it shut, this is what it looks like. You can see it just right there. You can't really see it too great, but it's there. Something worth noting, the lock for the trunk button works. If you rewind and turn up your volume, you can hear it. However, the trunk doesn't open. So, unfortunately, you have to use your key. And when you use the key, it opens fine. But that's kind of annoying. I have a new lock for it. I just have to take the panel off and replace it, so it's included with the car. I don't know if you like stickers. I have a couple. I got this one when I was visiting Oregon. This one was on there when I bought the car. A couple of coffee shops. That one's faded. You can't really tell what that one says anymore. And a couple of them up here. One thing I forgot to mention is it does have a sunroof. This fabric's coming off a little bit. It just needs some new adhesive. But you can see looks great, nice and clean, nice and clear. I'll show you how that works, that and the power windows here in a minute. I put a larger rearview mirror on. You can see a lot more out of this one than the stock ones. I have the original mirror. I wasn't really a fan of it, hence why I put this one on. But you have an extra little shade thing there to keep out the sun. Both visors work fine. They have lights. That little sliding thing. This mirror, however, does have a crack in it. I have a new visor. I can include that with the sale, no problem. Or I can even put it on, up to you. It has a cassette player. Has a little aux cord too that I use for my phone. You can see it just plugs into your phone. I have mine set up for an iPhone, but it's easy for any phone. Otherwise, you have another power outlet right there. I have it hooked up to the dash cam, but you can have your phone plugged in there if you want. You have a coin tray. You have a little cover thing for all of this. The shift knob is kind of cool. It's covered in that texture. I really like it. It does twist a little bit. I've heard that's a normal Volkswagen thing. I've tightened it down as much as I can, so it doesn't twist very much, but it is a little bit noticeable. Another thing is that the side mirror here kind of just works how it wants to. You can see, like right now. Turn off the air. The air is there, just in case you didn't see. It does work. AC button, recirculation button, that all works fine. All of these work fine. Of course, you have your heat. You also have your heated seats. both sides, rear defrost, hazards. Right there's the button to turn off traction control. If you're a sporty type of person, like I said, radio works fine. Everything here works fine. There's nothing to worry about. You can see you do have cruise control. That works fine too. Headlights work. All of the windows work just fine. The sunroof does also work just fine, which is kind of nice during summertime. And of course you have the cover. Yeah, these lights all work fine. Shouldn't really be any surprises about that. It has a pretty decent sized glove box. The light in there works fine too. Here's what it's like under the hood. You just pull this up. There's a little handle that pops out right there. You can see it looks fine. It's a little bit dirty. Pull this up real quick. I have this little zip tie right there for the secondary air pump. The rubber mount on it started to crack, so just to be sure I put that zip tie there. It's not broken, I was just a little bit worried about it. If you come to see it, you're welcome to have a mechanic look through it. I don't mind. Another thing is, in my post I had mentioned a check engine light. That was from the exhaust that the last owner had on the car. When I replaced it, the check engine light turned back off. I'll go ahead and show you that now. So you can see there's no check engine light. Of course the door's open, so that light's going to be on. Then there's the parking brake and the seat belt. I'm not going anywhere, so that's why I don't have my seat belt on. But you can see it idles right at about 900 RPM where it should. It'll fluctuate just a little bit if you have the air conditioning on, just like you'd expect. But overall, it revs fine. The one problem, if you haven't heard it yet, is there is a little bit of an exhaust leak. You can see right there. That's from where I tried to repair the exhaust and it leaks a little bit. I have an extra exhaust pipe that I'm throwing in with the sale. I also have a lot of different parts that are getting thrown in with the sale, such as new doors, a new hatch, lots of interior pieces, even an entire new dashboard. Just about everything you can dream of for a Golf, I have it, and I'm throwing it in with the sale. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but it comes with a Thule roof rack. This isn't the nice one, the nice one's on the other side. And on my post it has a picture with a bike on it. It's pretty easy, you just that flips up and clamps onto your bike frame and then you strap your tires in. That's all there is to it. With the door open, you can hear that exhaust leak a little bit more audibly. But like I said, I'm gonna try to fix that. It'll be fixed before I sell it to anybody, of course, and then like I said earlier, an entire new exhaust system is included with the car if you wanted to go through and have it as one solid piece of metal. Here it is with the engine running. see that all of the lights work. So you have the side mark indicators, you have the lights. I've had a couple of people ask me about the fuel economy, and in my opinion, I think it's amazing. On the highway, even with that roof rack, I tend to exceed 30 miles to the gallon. In the city with the roof rack, I still get over 20 miles to the gallon, which is way better than any car I've had before. There's really nothing to complain about it fuel economy wise. It takes the lowest octane gas, runs just fine. It has a kind of small gas tank, but with the gas mileage, it really does do just fine. Like I said, the clutch grabs just fine. Everything in terms of driving works just fine. Shifts nice and smooth. Climbs the revs nice and quick. Even though it's just the 2-liter, it's actually a very peppy engine. You'd be surprised considering this is the 4-door and the weakest engine. I think it only advertises 115 horsepower, but it feels like more than that. You can see we're already going 55. It does just fine at cruising speeds. It does fine on the freeway. Steering is nice and tight. Might be wondering about the turning radius. I'll go ahead and show you that real fast. I think it does really nice. It's not the tightest car I've ever been in, but it does just fine. So if you're in a tight street, it has no problem turning around. You can see even if you're going 50 or so, you can still downshift, and it accelerates pretty fast. You'll have no problems getting around in traffic. So yeah, this is my car. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I will reply to them. Or if you found this on Craigslist or KSL, you can text me at my phone number. Or if this was on an app, you can reply to me through the app and I will get back to you as fast as I can.